Good morning, afternoon or evening, and welcome back to Edenia. Today we're playing some more Kerbal Space Program. I've declined a couple of contracts without completing them in order to find two VIPs that really want to go in an orbit around Kerbin. So let's do it. We've already got the tourist hopper. This one we used last time, so let's change it up a bit. First of all, I think we can do without these two. There we go. Just have one. And we do need some normal parachutes on this, otherwise it's going to go horribly wrong. It's probably in utility. Yeah. Alright, there we go. We'll put two of these big ones on. And still the drogue chutes, that's fine. We want to get rid of this really, because it's really messing with our aerodynamics. I don't think this alone will make it into orbit, per se. So we might need another stage. And I don't think we can do it concerning the part count. Yeah, we're already up to... Alright, let's just add some fuel tanks then. Make sure that we can cover a larger distance. Now this is going to be a bit heavier than originally planned, so we might want to double up on these. But now we're above the part limit because of the noses we've got on them. I don't think this will launch very well. First off, let's put these over there. You know what? Let's put them sideways. Otherwise, there we go. Otherwise, the ones on the exact side, on this side, for instance, and this side, will not have any effect because we're not flying that way. This is not going to be the tourist hopper. This is going to be the tourist orbiter Mark 1. Again, tourist orbiter Mark 1. We've got two VIP ferrymen. There we go. And Valentina, if she does an orbit of Kerbin, we'll give her a bit more experience. So that's nice. I hope this thing launches well. Let's see. So we want to get these guys into orbit, and getting a stable orbit is really tricky without measurements, and since we can't upgrade the tracking station just yet because it's just too darn expensive, we can't plan ahead. So we'll have to do it by memory. There we go. Let's boost up. Let's topple a bit, just a bit. That's fine. Oh no! This way. This way. Thank you. This is steep enough for the first curve. There we go. Oh, we desperately don't want this to happen. Drogue chutes together with that? No, that's bad. Let's fix this mid-flight. There we go. Solid fuel is nearly done. Let's topple over a bit more. Oh, those were not in the same staging. That's a bit weird. Alright, we're still gaining speed, luckily, but we're overly heavy. That's a bit of a shame. We should have checked the staging before we left. Alright, let's see if we can do it. We'll fix the staging afterwards. Let's see if we can still do it, because we're still gaining speed. And that's important for an orbit. You need about 2,000 meters per second if you want a stable orbit. But we don't need a stable orbit. We just need to have an orbit for a second or two. Alright, let's boost up. Alright, so we're already going rather high. As soon as we hit the 70s, we'll just flat out. We'll put the nose down, we'll make it horizontal, so we don't gain too much height, and just put everything into orbital speed. So there we go. I think we're gonna well, I don't know if we're gonna make it really. It's just speculation from this point on. So we don't need this apoapse to be really high. We just need to get there really. Still bleeding off a bit of speed. We've got plenty of fuel left. I hope it's going to be enough. This debris will fall into the ocean. There we go. Will we make it? Will we make an orbit? Will these VIPs be satisfied with our... Alright, let's boost a bit. We don't want to get too high, as I said, because that's unnecessary waste of fuel. Alright, we're going down slightly. I don't think that's supposed to happen. But we're gaining speed rather fast, and we've still got fuel. I think we can do this. Point is, if we're in orbit, we need to get out of it again as well. So let's wait until we see the periapsis. This is the apoapsis, our highest point. We want to see a periapsis. There it is. We want this to be 70 at least. That will mean we're in orbit. There we go. We have achieved orbit. Nice. So we are now free to do whatever we like. We could of course try another EVA report, but I think we've already got the one from the Kerbal waters. Yeah, we've got this one. Alright, so we're doing fine, we're doing well. Oh, let's put SAS on so we keep stable. Let's put it right on the horizon. As you can see, this navbar, it's a really precise instrument and I love it. There we go. Nice. So we are now aligned with the equator, and we are also aligned horizontally with Kerbal. You can see the curvature of the planet here. I love it. I love this so much. So nice. You can zoom out so far. It's crazy. All right, zoom back in. There it is. That's the aircraft, the spacecraft rather. So Milber and Tanamoni Kerman. They are having the time of their lives. They're clapping, they're excited, they're in orbit. And now we need to decrease this orbit. But yeah, this craft is perfectly capable of doing it. The only thing we need to consider is staging. Otherwise, this will do nicely. We can orbit any Kerbal with this craft. So there we go. Only downside is that it will only hold 2 people. Otherwise, it would just be too heavy. So what are we going to do now? Well, that part is easy. We just accelerate a bit on the retrograde icon, and we'll decrease the periapsis until it's about 50,000. 50,000 is a nice entry level atmosphere. What's the term? Re-entry. All right. I was saying entry level, but it's re-entry, of course. Oh, look at it's the Mun. It's the Mun. We need to go to the Mun soon. But we first need to upgrade some stuff, and that takes a lot of money in this game mode on moderate settings. All right. So let's turn around. Let's point retrograde once again. And this time we do really need to bleed off a lot of speed. We're less heavy than before, so we might not need to bleed off as much. But this is way too fast. I think we're going to crash horribly. So, yeah, let's see what we can do about that. First off, let's bleed up. There we go. So our apoapsis is going down, nearing the highest point of our journey now, and we're going to crash from there. So this one's done, so we're not going to bleed off much more speed. Let's get rid of it. There we go. This is a nice little VIP capsule. 3 parachutes and 2 drogues. I hope it holds. Alright, let's see where we land. We can turn SAS off. We can just let it align with the Earth naturally. There we go. Bye bye, tourist orbiter Mark 1 debris. Alright, re-entry. We've got the heat shield, so this should be fine. We should bleed off a lot of speed like this. There we go, we did. We actually bled off a lot of speed. We can deploy the drogues now. That will give us a bit of a G-force boost, but we're doing fine either way. And we can deploy the other parachutes now as well if we wanted to, but let's just wait. Yeah, so because this craft is a lot lighter and we're actually using the heat shield, we're bleeding off so much speed that we don't really need to thrust against the Earth. We could have done this easily by just falling, so that's nice to know. So, still bleeding off speed. We could cut these parachutes if we wanted to, because we're going to be able to do it. There we go. We're going to be able to make it either way. And now let's put up normal parachutes. Like this. We go topside again. So it's a bit of a ride for these guys, because they go topside, downside, and back to topside. But there we go. Nice and easy. This is going to be a 4.8 meters per second landing, which is really gentle. Really gentle. Alright, we're going to wait until this lands. We're going to retrieve the vessel, and we're going to see if we can get any more interesting contracts. And there we are. The tourist orbiter Mark 1, mind you, we didn't have to do any rebuilds, did just fine. We've got some funds, and we've got some experience for Valentina, which is nice, and we've got some contracts done. Nice. Got some rep, got some science, most importantly got some money. We want to upgrade this one as soon as possible, because this will give us the ability to actually do maneuver nodes, and the maneuver nodes are a precise measuring tool for knowing where you're going. So that's really nice. This is a good one as well, active contracts. We might take this first, because the tracking station upgrade required for flight planning. Flight planning also goes from mission control, but also we can take 7 contracts in a row now, and these orbit missions, we'll just accept these easily. These are suborbital space flight. Oh no, this one wants to orbit around. So we can grab this one, and we can grab this one, and we can grab. Let's see. Well, there is some contract to test a hammer while in orbit. That's a bit radical, I think. Science data from space around Kerbal, easy. Let's do it. We can all do these in one launch. Separator at the launch site. We can do a stack separator. We'll just add one to the current model. Flea solid booster. No, that one's that's one we have to decline. Mission declined. Understood. This to take an engine into space with us? No, let's not. More tourists? I think tourists are the way to go early game. These want orbit around Kerbal. Orbit around Kerbal. No problem. We can do it, and we get an advance for these as well, so that's nice. So yeah, that's the contracts we have right now. We might want to take a look at expanding the current model to hold more people, but I think that comes with its own risks. First of all, we're not probably going to hold that many people because, yeah, we've got a limit. We've got a bit of a limit. Valentina is going to be our pilot. We could, of course, ask Bill or Bob to level up, but we might need an SAS module before we can do that. Let's see. We want a tourist contract with 2 names in it, so Sonmin and Wireless. Sonmin and Wireless. These 2 will go first. So I'm just going to do a couple of these hop missions with the tourist orbiter and rake in the dough. And there we go, another perfect orbit. Now, one of the things that will really help you with this is the prograde locking. Locking on prograde, or retrograde for that matter, will make sure that you point the right way if you do your burns, and it will lock onto it as well. So the SAS will try and keep it stable. Now, if we want to make sure that we do this properly, we're going to warp towards the apoapsis. So right about here, just before it will be nice, because we want to make our burns as efficient as possible. We're now going to lock back to the retrograde, somewhere up there, and it will lock onto it nicely. There we go. And now we can just do a small burn, a very small burn, use up a very little fuel, and dip right under the 50,000 to make a nice return. Now the same applies to the orbital descent, to the re-entry, because we will always be facing, come on, let's warp into it, yes, we'll try to always face the right way. So this spacecraft will face this way. And if we do a burn now, oh, this is going to be, oh, look at that, we're just about to witness one of the most beautiful things in this game. There it is, there it comes. That is so nice, just to see the sun peek around the planet. Alright, so as soon as we hit the 50k and we're doing our quick descent, I will burn up the remainder of the fuel and jettison the tanks. So there we go. Oh, and we're landing on the light side. I love landing on the light side. It's really awesome. Alright, let's burn up. Let us burn up. There we go. So this will bleed off a lot of speed. And let's jettison the tanks. And we will now fall beneath this. This will go up a bit because of the power of the jettison. And this will crash somewhere far ahead. So there we go. Oh, we're landing in a mountainous area. So if you take a look at the velocimeter, it will not always display 0 when you hit the ground. So that's something to keep an eye on. So come on. There we go. Drogue shoots. Nice. A violent turnaround, but there we are. And the other parachutes. There we go. So now we should be able to land nicely. We'll just speed it up from here. There we go. Come on. Deploy. Yes. Those have deployed. Another violent shake around. We can turn off the SAS right now because we don't need to waste electric charge. There we go. Perhaps we should put the drogue chutes yeah, on the same level as the other chutes, because this is a bit crazy just tumbling around all the time. You know, I really love these kind of science contracts because they're really easy to do with the right setup. And I just created a small little rocket for this, just a hammer and this on top, and that was enough to get all of these contracts. So yeah, we still got some for science data from space. I forgot about that one. And we've got a couple of tourists waiting in line, so let's shoot them into space. So I've just tested this same craft with a dual passenger carrier, and that seems to work just fine. So let's land this baby. I've got the drone chutes higher up now as well, so it will try to level like this. It's giving it a bit of resistance, but if we deploy all parachutes now and just warp to the ground, oh, we might even land on this island. Look at that, we've landed on a, what is it? Oh, it's not an island, it's actually the continent. So there we go, nice and easy. Oh, smooth. 4.5 meters per second, that's very smooth. We're gonna land this no problem. So yeah, we're gonna start sending up more and more of these tourists to make money, to actually do something with this game. Before we go any further, this contract, Explore the Mun, we just need to send something or someone up there and gather some scientific data. We don't actually need to orbit it or land there, so we could accept this easily, but we do need the upgraded mission control and the upgraded tracking station. Otherwise, we will be in dire straits when we try to navigate towards there. Yeah, we're just lacking a bit of money, so I do need to shoot up another set of tourists in order to gain some money. But when we've done all of that, we've got three. Yeah, we've got 3 tourists left. Let's shoot them up. This landed perfectly, by the way. The Orbital Mark II with the extra seats. So yeah, it's not too heavy to get around. It is a bit fuel conscious. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you do actually need to watch what you're doing. For instance, I try to tilt this to 10 degrees every time, and it wobbles and it sputters against me, but there we go. Oh, no. Yeah, stable, don't do anything about it. Get it up to 10 degrees right from the start, and as soon as you ditch the solid fuel, try to go to 45 degrees or retrograde, and just watch this marker. You don't want this marker to go above the hundreds, because if you do, you're missing out a lot of fuel which you could have used otherwise. So we're nearly out of solid fuel. I'm going to turn this way already and ditch it. Come on, there we go, and boom. So 45 degrees, and this will climb. I usually let it climb up to 80, so that we've got a bit of wiggle room. There we go. Shut down the engines, and now I tend to realign myself with the horizon. There we go. And the horizon, pointing at the horizon is just for making speed. So there we go. We should fly by the moon and do the 2 tourists. We can't fly by the moon with this thing, at least not without getting Jebediah back. So let's not do that. And from now on, we can just watch this go up, up, warp up. There we go. And from here, just boost, straight flat boost. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's rather easy to get an orbit around your own planet. It's a whole other story when trying to do it from the Mun, for example, which is going to be our target very soon. The Mun, yeah, I'm excited to go there because it's really nice, but we do need the upgraded tracking station. Otherwise, we're in dire straits. So yeah, the orbital debris is falling. Debris is falling back to Kerbal. Our apoapsis is rounding out. If this goes too high, what you can do is you can just shut down the engine, warp in a bit closer, realign yourself with either your prograde, which should be around the horizon mark, and just start boosting again. Now don't boost too close, because if you skip it and then you boost, you're pointing downwards. Actually, you're going down, so you don't want that. But this is going to be just fine. So there we go. We've got orbit. We've got some contracts. Done, done, done. And now we can do the retrograde thing. And just turn back to Earth. Back to Kerbal, I mean. Sorry. Earth is not in this solar system. Just point back down. And land this puppy. It's really easy if you've done it a couple of times. I can understand that if you play this game for the first time, it's all a bit daunting. It's all a bit grand. But you get used to it. You get very, very easily used to it. So there we go. Let's hop in with the warp. There we go, on the dark side of the planet. There we go. We've warped. The spacecraft will realign if you're out of warp. We'll gently touch down to about 50k meters, 50 kilometers, and from there we'll boost the rest of our fuel, jettison, and activate the drogue chutes whenever possible, followed by the normal parachutes, and that should save your life on a rainy day. So there we go, dropping. Not dropping too fast, luckily, because we want to land on the sunny side of the planet if we can, and it looks like we're going to do it. Nice. I love landing on the sunny side. It's just so much more satisfying. There we go. Couple of Kerbals in there. One is alone. He's a bit sad. Oh no, he's not sad at all. Very happy about it. Alright, there we go. So, let's close this up. We don't want to see him all the time. Right? And another sunrise. I love these moments. These moments make the game amazing. There we go. Alright, let's boost. Because we're going in too fast, too hot and heavy. Let's get rid of this. Boom. And now we wait. Now we wait and we plummet down to Kerbal. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this episode. All other tourist hopper missions and whatnot, I'll do them off camera, except if they want me to go to a different planet with some tourists, I'll definitely record that. But yeah, for now it's just making money, really, and we need a lot of this money. There we go, nice and easy. I'll wait with the normal chutes because otherwise it will take ages for me to land. So yeah, we might just make it to shore. Nice. Those are deployed, and now we can deploy the normal chutes. Those will instantly deploy as well. Nice. So yeah, unless they want me to go to a different planet with some tourists, I'll definitely record that. But otherwise, I would like to say thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna make some money off camera, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.